Hello everyone, it's Tadevil here, coming at you again with some new cards that have been revealed. Now, I am a huge fan of all of the medius, the pure archetypes. Elvennotes, which has not been released at TCG yet, Artemage, and Doomsday, I think are all very well designed decks. And a bunch of support has been announced for them for Blazing Domain, I think is the name of the set, whatever. But for this set, there's going to be a ton of support for these decks, and I am going to make a video going over what each of these power patrons do for their associated decks. But firstly, I'm going to start with probably the two most meta relevant decks because it's connected to the most meta relevant strategy that Medius offers, which is Elvennotes. So the main big one is Elvennotes Regina. This card is phenomenal for the deck. It gives it some recycling. It gives it a free special from deck. It gives it a line through draw. And then there's also this card patron, which has a pendulum effect that whenever a power patron or Elvennotes is specialed, it can draw two and pitch one, and then when it destroys itself and goes to the face of extra, it can add a power patron or Elvennotes card from the extra deck or graveyard to the hand. So it recycles anything as well, which is super nice, but allow me to show you a couple of combos. Okay, so this first combo I'm showing is Peck TCG's combo that bridges Fiendsmith and Elvennotes. That's a one card off of Medius the Pure. So you begin by normally Medius the Pure, declare its effect, and special the Elvennotes Power Patron, which is the only tuner in the deck. And then you synchro both of them into Armadius Keeper of the Boundaries, which is a level 5 synchro that is a Light Fiend. And that is how you bridge into that. You go the Elvennotes Power Patron, when it's sent to grave, it can add an Elvennotes card, you add Dinah, then you pretty much do full Fiendsmith combo from here. Summon Lacrima, dump Engraver, shuffling back Armades to special itself, make Sequence for Fiendsmith's Lacrima, shuffling back Requiem Lacrima, being back Engraver, and make Wave 5 King Caesar. Okay, now that you are protected from Nibiru, you can do the other half of the combo. Special with Dinah, all Elvennotes have to special to the centermost column, and then Dinah doesn't add, it places a continuous spell from deck. You do that, send Dinah for cost, and go Lucina effect, search an Elvennotes monster, go Fortuna, special Fortuna, place the continuous trap, then you can send Requiem for cost on the trap to special back the tuner, and now you can synchro into Elvennotes Seraphim with the Power Patron and Fortuna, declare its effect to bring back Dinah, and this is the pretty big end board. You have you have a face-up negate, two summon negates off of Wave High King Caesar. Lucina can bounce level 6 or lower monster. Dinah is a hand grip, but because Dinah is the one in the centermost column, you'd have to Lucina before you can Dinah because it has to do whatever's in the centermost column. And then on your opponent's turn, you can go quick effect Stelza, bring back the Power Patron, and then Power Patron effect. Oh, wait, no. And also Stelza has this additionary effect where it can decrease all of these by 4, bring in. Oh no, it brings them down by 3, so it can bring these both down to 3. And Power Patron's quick effect targets a card and brings it back to 3. So you have a 3, a 6, and a 1, which is 10. And you get to go into Junor, the Power Patron of Tuning. In this unsummon, it's just a Dark Ruler no more. Oh no, it negates all cards, including spell traps. And whatever column this is in, will monsters will not be able to be used as link material. So this is what the original combo was, and even though it's very good, it is kind of weak to draw. But the newest monster, Regina, makes gives this a little bit more payoff. And let me show you that combo. Okay, so this is a new combo I found that utilizes the new monster Regina, and it's a one card off of medius as well. And I'm just going to fast forward to where we change things up. Special the Power Patron, go into the Light Fiend, add Dinah, and now we do Fiendsmith. Go Lacrima, Dump Engraver. We've all seen this combo before. Lacrima, bring back Engraver. Go ahead, make Wave Hiking. Okay, Special Dinah. Go for Dinah effect and place the Continuous spell. Continuous, send Daima. Go Lucina. Lucina, instead of getting 14 Tuna, can go for Regina. Now, Regina can send the Lucina to special itself, and can get. And this card has a effect on summon that can special in Elvennotes from deck, and that's how we go into Fortuna. Fortuna can place the trap. The trap can send Sequence to bring back the Power Patron. Now, you can synchro using Regina and the Power Patron into Seraphis Stilts, and that triggers Regina and Grave, because when it is sent for Graveyard for a synchro summon, it brings itself back to hand, and its summon effect is Quick Effect, and if you can summon to the Center Made Monster Zone, you get to bring, or no, you can only do that, but if you summon this card, you get to special another Power Patron from deck. So you get to add Regina back to your hand, and then you special back a Dinah, and this is the same end board with more follow-up in hand. But instead of having the monster bounce, you'll have the spell trap bounce. You still have the summon negate, you still have the hand rip. Still, the way this is set up, you would have to go for the spell trap bounce before you could go for the hand rip. But still, you can do Seraphim Stilts, bring back the Power Patron, bring these down to 3, go for the Power Patron, bring them up to 3. We'll bring one of them up to 3, synchro into Junor. But I guess what this allows you to do is you can send, once you bring out Junor, the effect to not allow monsters to be materials for extra deck summons is a quick effect. So you can bring out Regina by sending one of these 2 cards you control, and then you are making 2 different monsters, not able for an extra deck summon instead of 1. Hey everyone, it's Editing Devil cutting in here to let you know that I missed something. So, when you summon Regina to the Centermost Monster Zone, it can special summon any of the Elvennotes from deck. Meaning, if you go for Regina at the Centermost Monster Zone before you go for Junor's effect to make them not be able to be used as extra deck material, you'll be able to do that to 3 monsters, not 2. So, yeah, that changes the math a bit. Now, this line is still weak to draw. It still does lose to draw. But what if I told you that this card also makes it that you just don't care? Okay, so once again, we're doing the 1 card off of Medius the Pure, but also I have it. The opponent has a draw in hand. So you do the normal line, make the Armades, trigger Power Patron Engrave, go for Dinah. But oh no, Droll comes down. Guess what? We do not care. Now we just do the whole Fiendsmith line, because you can do this under Droll. Then we've seen this, so I don't think I need to explain it for the third time. Make this. Bring back Engraver for the wave. Okay, special Dyna. And Dyna gets to play around Droll because it places and does not add. Now you get to go for Homecoming. Instead of going for Lucina, you can just go for Regina. Regina effect on summon gets to bring out Fortuna. Fortuna can get the trap, and the trap can send the Power Patron, or bring back the Power Patron, and you synchro them away. Regina 1, still it's a 2. Bring back Dyna, and add Regina to hand. It makes the exact same board by playing through Droll. So, yeah, Regina is just such a phenomenal card. Being able to make the same board playing through or against, playing through or not through Droll is really good. Again, these are also just one card, so there's probably more stuff you could do if you open more cards. But allow me to give you like a brief preview of the list. Okay, this is a rough list of what I've come up with. This is mostly Pack TCG's list, with a couple of changes, removing a couple of cards, and playing a bunch of the new stuff. Obviously, the non-engine's subject to change, but allow me to kind of explain why I think this list is pretty solid. So, medius is the one card starter you want to be seeing. You always want to be seeing this card, and it can recycle itself. Now, I'm not playing Theorization or Theorize, which can dump a Medius from deck to grave. And Medius does have an effect to recycle itself from grave. You just have to shuffle a monster from your hand or field to the graveyard. To the deck, which there are a lot of good targets for that. Fuas if you're going first. But I don't play that because I don't think the deck needs it. But 3 of that, and then 3 of the brand new Power Patron for the deck. What I really like about the design of the new Power Patrons is they're not like they are like different. They all serve different purposes. Like this one isn't like a one card combo, or it isn't like a piece of the combo. It's something where if you draw, you get to extend a bit further and recycle. You don't need to go through this with the combo, but if you open it, it's a good benefit. Drawing 2 is helpful. Discarding 1's good, especially if you're playing the Fiendsmiths. And the graveyard effect when it is placed in the face of extra deck, to recycle a Power Patron from extra deck or a graveyard to the hand, although it cannot add itself. It makes it, I think it's a worthy card to play at 3. Maybe you could go down, but right now I'm playing with it at 3. 3 Lucina, this is your monster searcher, and it is a really good card. 3 Regina, this does make you have to send an Elvennote card to start playing, but I feel like you're almost guaranteed to see one, which is why I'm also playing this at 3, because it's like a decent thing to send off of Regina. Even though I won't get the recycle effect, it's still like good. 3 Dyna, because this is like the main one card you want to see, because it gives you access to Homecoming, and Homecoming just does practically everything. It can go into any of the monsters by attributing Dyna. It just has to special one with a different attribute. Uh, 2 of the Power Patrons, it's not really good to play this 1, because if it gets like a DD crowed, it's like not good. Also, Medius can only special from deck. Uh, Meaning if you draw one of these and a Medius, you still have a target. This is another argument to play Theorization. So you can dump a Medius and shuffle one of these back, but 1 Fontuna, this is just the trap placer. One of each of the continuous spell and the continuous trap. This is a negate, and this just gets you anything from deck. Uh, Fiendsmith packages 3 engravers, 1 Lurie, 1 Lacrima, 1 Tract. Uh, I debated playing 2 engravers and 1 of the trap, but seeing as how you almost always shuffle back Lacrima and Requiem for Fiendsmith's Lacrima, it never really came up in my testing. And then these are just hand traps. They can be whatever you want depending on the format. This is just what I think is okay. It does get to play quite a big package of them, but then again, that's because I am only playing one tract and not no like theorizations. Anyways, extra deck 2 of the Seraphim. This is how you get stuff back from grave, and 1 Junor. This is like the big boss, but it is a bit difficult to get out because it requires 2 different monsters, which is like honestly fairly plausible. But it's only really worth playing at 1. The bridge and something another 10 the deck can make, which is made off of packs. 1 card that starts with Engraver. Uh, I'm going to talk about Link Spider in a second, but 1 Requiem, 1 Sequence, 1 Cross Shape, because you also need it for the line. Necroquip, I mean, just the standard Fiendsmith extra deck package. Aerial Leader does have a line where it can bridge, where Fiendsmith can bridge into Elvennotes off of a 1 card with Engraver, because it can make Aerial Leader, and Aerial Leader can dump the Elvennotes Power Patron, and uh, this counts as a fiend, so Air Leader can dump it, and then I believe the line was Aerial Leader in sequence for Cross Sheep, and then Aerial Leader can banish 2 engravers to special itself. Cross Sheep can special back Elvennote's Power Patron. You go into this 7, and then you're good. But this is like a rough list. Oh yeah, I might as well explain this. So the Elvennotes have 1 pretty big counter, which is Nibiru token in the center monster zone. If that happens and you don't have your normal, then it really sucks. So that's why I play the Link Spider, purely to get rid of the token and free up your centermost monster zone. But that's just a rough list. There might be some stuff you can change going down on this, uh, and maybe upping tracked. But this is the rough list I've been playing around with, and I've been liking it a lot. But let me know what you think about Elvennotes. I'm going to be going over Doomsday and Artemage in later videos. But I wanted to begin with this because I think this is probably the most meta relevant of the 3 decks. Anyways, thank you very much. Tay Devil out.